Alright, so first of all, let me get it out of the way. Panasonic S5, Minolta 28mm f2.8. I'm shooting at f8. I am in beautiful New Paltz, New York. You could hear my cold is getting better, but I'm still not right. And anyway, Zoom H1N, Purple Panda lavalier mic, Boya shotgun mic on the top of the camera just in case. Yeah, it's beautiful out here. A lot of people are struggling on YouTube, and I wanted to address it and see if I could at least give you my perspective, because I certainly struggled for a long time, but I'm not struggling in the least anymore. And it's because of my perspective. I completely changed the way I was looking at YouTube. And you know, maybe a lot of people would look at this as, oh, you gave up what you really wanted or whatever, but I just realized that, you know, I had a very, very specific goal on YouTube, for sure, right? My goal was to get monetized. At the time, I had no idea what that even meant. You know, I didn't know if that meant I was going to make $8,000 a month, or if I was going to make millions of dollars, or if I was going to make $2. I had no idea. And I became more confused as time went on. And, you know, then I saw channels like Dodash and stuff like that. Easy Mode came, and because I got out here way before Easy Mode. You know, I've been doing this for years now. And so it just became like, I realized that there was a lot of, I don't know, I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but there was definitely a lot of lying going on. You know, like people were just telling lies, they were gaslighting. And also there are a lot of grifters out here, you know, people telling you how they were doing or what they were doing and then charging you money to get you to, you know, try to learn from them. And some of the stuff that I heard was absolutely unrealistic. I just know it was bullshit, you know. And, you know, maybe some of it is true, and I'm sure, you know, like I know for a fact that there are plenty of people earning a good living on YouTube. You know, I know some of them personally. But the kind of stuff that I was seeing where people were saying they were earning crazy money, I don't know, you know. My opinion is they're telling stories. So, you know, after a while I realized, and this is just me, like I never looked at YouTube as the end all for me. Like YouTube was not my destination. It was not my goal in life to be a YouTuber. You know, I just thought YouTube was a good place to work things out, you know, like a good workout for the real stuff that I do. And it was fun, and a place where I could do whatever I want, you know, because, you know, I'm kind of like a niche free zone. Like I don't really niche down. I do a lot of different things. And I don't know, I just kind of, after a while I felt like, you know, like don't trip on the money part of it, you know, don't trip on the numbers, you know. And like the guy at Purpose Lens one day said to me that, you know, if I look at YouTube, like if I have 100 views, he said, think of it if you had 100 people in a small theater. That's like a lot of people. It's packed. And that helped me a lot, you know, because I'm an actor. I work in the theater. And so when I think of the 99-seat houses that I've worked in, which are small theaters, when you get a packed house, it's a beautiful experience. And that is a lot of people in one place, you know. I mean, you ever been to a party with 100 people? That's a lot, you know. But obviously, if you go to like a Yankee game and there's 100 people, that's a disaster. So you have to shift the way you think about it. You have to shift your perspective, and, you know, think about what success means to you in the YouTube realm, and what you really want out of this. And also, kind of be careful what you wish for, because what if you do become a gigantic YouTuber, you know, and suddenly you're getting 150,000 views for every video? You know, I thought about that recently, and I was like, I think one of the things that I'm most excited about at YouTube is the exchange that I have with people, that I can answer every single comment that people leave, and I can have, you know, like genuine relationships with these people. And I think that's really special. And I know that we have encouraged one another, we've inspired one another, we've moved one another, you know, we've taught one another. I've learned a lot from people here, and I know that I've given a lot, you know. And that's a great gift, you know, going both ways. And so I think YouTube is just another like free website to promote yourself, to show who you are, to get yourself out there, and also to be among a community of people. Like if you look at it like that, if you look at it as community, you can't fail. You know, you can't worry about how many views you're getting or how many likes or how many comments or whatever. You just have to be genuine and do it because you love it. And if you're worried about the outcome, then you got to question, why are you here? And if that's the reason that you're here, then take the responsibility to really learn how to do this and understand. Then it's just like any other job, you know? Like you might achieve the success that you're looking for, but it takes an incredible amount of effort, and it's not just about making YouTube videos. It's about learning about affiliate links. It's about learning about, you know, being a true entrepreneur online. You know, putting, you know, videos together where you're teaching people things, courses, stuff like that, digital products. You know, like I think that's a real thing. Like if that's what you really want to do, if that's what you're really focused on, then yes, you do have to niche, you do have to brand, you do have to market, you know, you have to spend money on marketing. You have to figure out how to do YouTube. But man, it's a grand task. Like, I think it can be done, but is that what you really want? See, that's the thing. Most people want what they want, and they want it how they want it. And that's not the way life works ever for anything, you know? I mean, I'm a performing artist. I work in a theater, I make films, and, you know, when I do things only in the way that I want to do them, there's great compromise there in many, many ways, you know? I've also compromised in that I've been offered bigger situations sometimes that I've turned down because I wasn't comfortable with them. And sometimes people have thought I was crazy in doing that. But that's just the way I am. You know, like I've kind of gotten past the point in my life where I could make decisions like that, change that kind of decision now. You know, like I've kind of established who I am and what I am, and that's the way people look at me. But I get to make the art that I want to make, and I get to be successful too. Am I Michael Jackson successful? You know, am I Denzel Washington successful? Well, it depends on how you look at it. There are many people who would tell you that they've been to one of my performances and they would tell you that maybe I am that successful, because it's all about the art to me. It's all about the work, you know, it's all about the storytelling. It's all about the theater, you know, it's all about the film. But if you're just talking about the money, and if you're talking about if I'm, you know, like if I have a Wikipedia page that people change every day, or, you know, if I'm playing to, you know, 3,500 seat houses on Broadway all the time, doing a show like Les Mis, or it's something that I don't care about, then no. You know, if you're wondering if I have like 12 houses, or, you know, if I go on 15 vacations a year and you know, I could just do whatever I want financially, then no, I'm not successful at all. I struggle financially all the time. I don't have I have a beautiful living circumstance, to be honest with you. I'm living in a great, great place, you know. I mean, I've lived in New York City most of my life. Right now I'm living in upstate New York, and I live on a beautiful block right across the street from a theater. I have great landlords. I got beautiful people on my block. I'm in a good community. It's an artistic, creative community. It's like running heaven. I'm a runner, so I could go to these ecological gardens, and I got like dirt trails for miles. And so I don't have a lot of money, but I ain't even thinking about money. I'm not thinking about my IRA or my retirement or all that shit. I don't even, you know, I was hanging out with somebody once, and he started to talk to me about HR. And you know, HR to me means home run. Like, I don't even know what HR is until I learn human resources. But I've literally never worked in the corporate world. I've never been in that kind of situation, so I don't even know what that kind of stuff means. So I consider myself very successful, but, you know, it's been to a great cost as well. It's hurt certain relationships in my life, I'm not going to lie. There are people who at some point want you to grow up, in their opinion, you know, and, you know, live like an adult or whatever they think. And, you know, sometimes the life that you live affects the people that you're with too. And, you know, if you are willing to live in a certain kind of way with regards to your finances, other people might not be down with that program. You know, I mean, money has never meant anything to me, to be honest with you. You know, I've had a lot of money, and I've had no money. You know, I've been like to both sides, so I know what it's like. And to be honest with you, I went through something where I lost everything. I lost everything. And it was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. It made me a better person without question. You know, it made me see things that I had never seen before. I've been on both sides, you know. I mean, when I was young, we had nothing, my family. Then all of a sudden my father got a lot of money. But then I found out it was dirty money, you know. So that made me disrespect him. And then I had no money again. And then I had a lot of money for a while. And then I had no money again. And it affected my life. So anyway, YouTube, it's a matter of perspective. Think about what you want and how you want to go about it, you know, and what it's for in your life. And then proceed from there. And the other thing I want to talk about real quick, and I was going to make a whole video about this, but I'm not even going to bother because it's really none of my business. But I think that there's a lot of exploitation going on YouTube right now. Over the last couple of years with this easy mode thing and Dodash and all that shit. I'm not calling her shit at all. You know, I respect her, and however she's living or whatever choices she's making, that's fine. But I think that if you see a lot of the people who are trying this easy mode and going all in on YouTube and quitting their jobs and, you know, giving people $1,000 to consult, I think it's dangerous. You know, I think these are the most vulnerable people. I think if you look at them, they're like, you know, mostly people who are coming from nothing, you know, people who've been struggling, people who have been underserved as a community, and I think that it is incredibly exploitive. I think it's racist, and I think that it's intentional. It's just my opinion. And so I would just be very careful of that, you know, like nothing comes for free, you know, nothing comes without a cost. Nothing comes without hard work. Nothing is easy, you know, nothing of value is easy. And so I would just bear that in mind, that you might very well be being exploited. If somebody, like I have plenty of people offer me all kinds of stuff on YouTube to like get me better numbers. And you know, it all makes me just want to go take a shower. Like it's kind of disgusting. So I would recommend doing things the right way. You know, one thing I'm really proud of is everything in my YouTube channel is completely organic. And I'm very, very proud of that. And you know, I will never game this system because this is like, it's not even secondary, it's like tertiary for me. Like I'm writing a script right now, I'm working on a feature film, and it's like a play within a film, so I'm actually working on a full theatrical script at the same time. And I'm doing all this creative work, and I'm enjoying my YouTube life too. And you know what? Every couple of months I get enough money to buy groceries for a couple of days. I'm monetized, I reach my goal. You could definitely reach your goal, but I'm going to tell you right now, it might take you 5 years. It took me 5 years. So, and I can't tell you how to do it other than to be diligent, be honest, and continue to try to get better, you know, and take the opportunity to become a better filmmaker, to learn more about a camera, to learn more about lighting, to learn more about composition, you know, learn more about storytelling. Like take the opportunity. It's like learning a new language. You know, don't look at it like this shit is easy. This is my ticket to Easy Town. You know, like don't do that, because it ain't about that. It's not, you know, it's like winning the lottery, you know. And I also think the time of iJustine and Marcus Brownlee and all those gigantic YouTubers, I think those days are past. I don't see YouTubers like that today, you know. And a lot of the people I even used to watch for a few years when I was in the filmmaking space and the camera space, I don't see a lot of those people around anymore. You know, some people have these brands where they could put out one video and they're going to get, it's an evergreen video, like it'll be out there forever because people love them and they're kind of legends in the YouTube world, like Matty Hapoya, and it's like writing a check for them. They just put it out there and they know they're going to make money. But, you know, I know that he's diversified his life as well, because he says so. You know, I've learned a lot from watching his videos, so I'm just saying, don't look at it as your main thing, even though it might become your main thing. And if you do want it to be your main thing, then dedicate your life to it, just like anything else. You know, you want to do well, then get in there, you know, like go in 100%, everything that you got, learn as much as you can, be honest about it, be diligent, do your work, and don't negotiate with yourself. Like, don't take no for an answer. You know, do it until you succeed. And like I said, if your you know, journey is anything like mine, it's going to take you 5 years. So be willing to spend the time. All right? So that's it. Thank you for all the good wishes over the last few days. I'm feeling a lot better. I got a lot of stuff coming out of my body that I never knew could be in your body, but it's getting out, and I'm feeling much, much stronger, and I'm grateful for that. And you know, every time I go through something physically and I heal, I realize what a miracle my body is. Like, our bodies are miraculous. We can heal through anything. You know, I've been through so much crazy shit in my life, and the fact that my body gets better, even though sometimes it takes years to get better. I've gone through certain things that have taken me literally years to heal from, and it's miraculous, and I'm so grateful for it. And it's like, it's an amazing, magnificent thing to watch and to witness, especially when it's your own body. And then you can relay that to other people and say, hey, anything is possible. Just stick with it and do it the right way, you know, whether it be in nutrition, exercise, or whether it be YouTube or whatever else, you know, like, it's all the same. Do it the right way. Be diligent, be honest, and stay positive and hope for the best. And just remember, nobody deserves anything, you know, nobody is entitled to anything, you know. You eventually deserve what you worked for, you know. And if you get something and you're lucky, then that's cool. It's not to say that you don't deserve it, you know, unless you've been an asshole to everybody in the world. But I'm just saying, you know, live every day as your life, as if you're trying to earn a good life. And then you'll feel good about everything that you have, you know, and don't complain. There's really no sense in complaining. So, yeah. All right, later on.